Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with Ron Placone and Steph Samarano, the miserable liberal. Nice mugs. Come on, buy a mug. Buy a mug. Help support our show. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Greg Palast was our guest this week on our show. He's a great journalist and doing a lot of great work. As always, he did this. He broke this story. Charlottesville victim of neo-Nazi beating charged with assault. No kidding. So this guy, remember, they're beating the crap out of him. Well, this is according to Greg Palast. We can't make this up. African-American school teacher DeAndre Harris, a victim of a beating by neo-Nazis in Charlottesville in August, has been ready for this, charged with assaulting the white supremacist who beat him with boards, iron rods, and brass knuckles.
Oh, my God.
That is correct. Harris, in photos released by Truthout and carried worldwide, was shown being beaten close to death, has now been charged with the same crime as his attackers, unlawful wounding. Several of Harris's attackers remain on the run, and local and federal officials show little interest in going after them, yet a Charlottesville magistrate issued a warrant to arrest Harris yesterday, October 9th. Now, there's a Democrat who's the governor of that state, Terry McAuliffe. He's in charge of the state police.
He's just going to let both sides play out.
Going to let it play out?
Let it play out. Both sides.
Both sides. Got to calm down.
On both sides.
Harris is accused of taking a swing at a neo-Nazi who tried to stab a friend of Harris with the staff of a flagpole holding a Confederate flag. It should be noted that our photographer, Zach D. Roberts, was also attacked with what appears to be a wooden flagstaff by a man identified as Dan Borden of Cincinnati, one of those charged in the attack on Harris. White supremacist Borden, hours before attacking Harris, threw the metal-tipped wood at photographer Roberts' head. Our photographer remained calm enough to photo the weapon as it whizzed by his head.
It's pretty impressive.
It is impressive. A magistrate judge, without talking to witness Roberts, issued a warrant, according to Lee Merritt, DeAndre's attorney, apparently on the complaint of lawyers for the white nationalists. So this judge doesn't even talk to the guy he's going to charge, doesn't hear from him, just says, go ahead and arrest that guy who was beaten up. Roberts, for Truthout, spoke with Merritt, a legal specialist on police brutality and corruption, and Merritt stated, this is probably the most extreme case I've seen. Not only is the victim charged with a crime, but he's charged at the same level as the men who broke his bones, who caused serious bodily injuries, caused him to get 18 staples in his head, the men who beat him within an inch of his life, the men... Harris is getting the same charge as those involved in a violent supremacist group who were involved in attacks, not only of DeAndre, but attacks of other people all weekend. Charlottesville police have charged 2 of Harris's attackers, but only after a national campaign led by the New York Daily News. One of the charged, Dan Borden, is shown here beating Harris with a 4-foot piece of lumber. The other, Michael Ramos of Georgia, who claims he acted in self-defense, is shown striking Harris with brass knuckles while Harris is crawling helpless on the ground. There's the picture. There he is. There's these guys around him beating the crap out of him. Jesus, what cowards.
And that he's able to survive that is unfathomable.
Jesus, what cowards those guys are. They're so supreme, it takes 5 of them to beat up one black guy. That's how supreme they are. On August 14th, U.S. Attorney General Sessions said that the neo-Nazi brutality in Charlottesville was the Justice Department's top priority. There's no bigger case right now we're working on. So far, have federal authorities taken no action to identify the man holding what appears to be a 9mm Glock semi-automatic handgun, threatening Harris despite high-resolution photos supplied by Roberts to the FBI. Crossing state lines with intent to cause harm is a federal offense. Nevertheless, direct pleas to the FBI against this reporter have failed to get Justice Department actions to charge Harris attackers and Roberts' assailant with these crimes. Days after the attack, one FBI agent assigned to the investigation told Truthout he was appalled by the lack of immediate response to Roberts' offer of photos to identify Harris's attackers, but insisted the department would act. As of today, 2 months on, there is no sign Sessions Department has moved to identify nor apprehend Harris attackers. So we were right when we said that it was crazy the way the cops were handling that, how they were allowing these white supremacists to be violent, beat people up, and all that stuff. We were right. The governor is Terry McAuliffe of Virginia. Of
Virginia.
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Why doesn't he do something? So that's what I would ask. I would ask him. Yeah, I understand Jeff Sessions is a white supremacist, and so is Donald Trump's very sympathetic to the white supremacists and the neo-Nazis, and they're not going to, they're not going to prosecute or look into that stuff. But what about the state police? What about Terry McAuliffe? So that's the part I don't get. I get the FBI is going to pull back because it's Jeff Sessions, but I don't understand why he would let the state police. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't get that. The other thing that I really don't get about this specifically and that they got a warrant for this guy's arrest, what lawyers are defending these white supremacists? Like what lawyer would take that on? Like this is almost like
I'm gonna guess I certainly
they have to be other white supremacists, which means there's some white supremacists out there that managed to get a law degree. Which
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there are, but it's still bothersome to know.
Does Jeff Sessions have a law degree?
I don't know.
He is the attorney. He is the attorney general. I think he does have. Steph, look it up. Does Jeff? I'm pretty sure he has a law degree. A lot of white supremacists get law degrees. I'm going to guess.
No, I'm sure. It's just like when it's staring you in the face, you're like, oh, yeah, that's a reality.
Well, how about if these guys don't have money for a lawyer, they get appointed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
that'd be. Ooh.
Can you imagine that being appointed?
That would not be
I would just do a
gig.
bad job.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, I'll take that case. Sorry, I lost. So that was a great job, Greg Palast. That was his reporting. So, does Jeff Sessions have
I'm still looking. You got it?
Yes, he does.
A lawyer, yeah.
He is a lawyer. Okay. Jeffrey Beauregard went to law school. So there you go. Maybe he's going to defend those guys. So I don't know what the conclusion of this is. The conclusion of this is we live in a lawless society. The government's completely corrupted. And we got this goddamn government because of 40 years of neoliberalism. The next live Jimmy Dore show is November 6th in Burbank, California, and November 12th in Portland, Oregon. Link for tickets right there.